Let's see. Kind of like Pete Dunne and Catra as the dark match while I let the internet know we're here. So let me go ahead and do that.
Hoi!
See. Let me see. Yeah, we could do that. And, yes, Shinjo, that is, who you thought it was. And yeah, I got your Discord message, GK. Give me a second. I am updating social media and letting them know that we are streaming some professional wrestling, and I'll go ahead and do that thing. Alright, so that's there, and let me do the other thing. Or actually, you know what? I mean, this is the dark. If we want to sound check, this is literally the time to do it.
Yep, okay, so I'm here.
Alright, let's see. So, you're coming in a little low for me, so I'm going to turn you up in my headphones. So, how does the, how do you sound to the chat if you want to...
Yeah, well, let's get people's opinions on my volume.
Let's see. I can still stand to turn you up a little bit more for me. So, let me do that real quick. Alright, go ahead and speak again.
Alright, we doing good?
Alright, that's coming in real clear for me. How does that sound?
Seems like what you did put me up too much.
Alright, that's an easy fix. Alright, try one more time.
Alright, how are we doing now?
Alright, that is a very reasonable volume relative to the game in my headphones, so I think that's... As far as I can tell, you're in a good spot.
Alright, sounds good.
Drop them a little bit more, I can do that.
Alright, there we go.
Alright, cool. So let me set up the other thing. Let's see. That's just gonna... Actually, let me see.
Actually, that's looking really good. I'm getting game sound and everything.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely ahead of the stream, so I will, I don't know if it's going to be perfect, because right now I'm seeing, okay, well, Parada just hit 2.9, so.
Okay, so it's definitely closer. So, alright. Definitely want to play around with the, what is it? The remote play through Steam, and I didn't know Discord had one as well. So, stuff to play around with when we figure that out. But, yeah, you looking forward to the JPW show?
Oh, you know I am. All of my people under one roof. The JPW roof, yeah.
Yep, the JPW arena making its television debut.
And it is a glorious arena.
We can sell that idea a little bit more when we're officially live right now. Watching Pete Dunne fight Catra. And let me move this window over a little bit so I can actually read the chat. There we go. Yeah, brought to you by Tekken 7. Tekken World Tour Finals, absolutely outrageous this past weekend.
Yeah, so I've been hearing.
Yeah, I don't know if you managed to catch any of it.
I haven't got to watch any of it, but I've heard that it's been kind of nuts.
Yeah, like Arslan Ash, probably the favorite going into that tournament, just based on how he'd been doing at EVO and EVO Japan, and basically every other event he went to this past year. Did not even make it out of his group.
I mean, don't want to count them out at all.
Right.
Like, I mean, as far as we know, it's like, Arslan Ash is a new guy. He's amazing at the game, and while he might be a favorite, like, I honestly think the big issue that's going on right now is way too many people, because I don't know if he did this or not, but too many people have been gravitating towards Akuma because he's the best character in the game, as opposed to a character that they would like to main. And
yeah, Akuma actually did get some mid-season nerfs because I think they agreed that Akuma was actually too good this season.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But, you know, the match is over, and I'm gonna go get ready for, mine coming up, so.
Alright, so, yeah, go ahead and, mute yourself. I'm sure you'll know when, you need to come back in. I can do the show open, and, we'll get on with this event. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Blake's House Professional Wrestling. We've got a special event for you guys tonight, but before we get into exactly what that card is going to look like, I'm going to need you guys to get on your feet for the Blake's House opening theme. So I'll go ahead and make some noise as we are going live now. And ladies and gentlemen, we are starting the Judgment Pro Wrestling special. Of course, we've been setting up for the past several weeks. For the first time ever, the Judgment Pro Wrestling Championship is going to be defended in a Blake's House broadcast. But JB3 of Judgment Pro Wrestling decided that was not quite enough. Alright, he has totally redone the stage. This is officially the JPW Arena, and we have a stacked card from the top to bottom of JPW's brightest stars that are going to be competing on tonight's show. We are actually going to be doing something a little bit different this evening. The Maglo Open Challenge has been suspended, and the Gatekeeper will be holding court inside the squared circle this evening. But I'm sure you guys can see, just based on this match card right now, what tonight's main event is going to be. D-Mob winning the tournament to determine the #1 contender spot for that JPW title, going up against the face of Judgment Pro Wrestling himself, A-Man. But let's not waste any more time. I understand that JB3 had a little bit of input into what tonight's card was going to look like, and he wants to make sure that the first face you see on tonight's show is his own. So let's go ahead and get right into that contest first, folks. And look at this absolutely gorgeous stage. JB3 and Judgment Pro Wrestling sparing no expense to set up JPW Arena. JB3 making his way to the ring. And his opponent for tonight, former vocalist of Tappool himself, Greg Legacy, still struggling a little bit, trying to find himself in a career after music. And asking the fine folks at JPW Arena if they are ready for this contest, while we are going to have to see if Greg Legacy is ready to take on the big boss of Judgment Pro Wrestling himself. Big punch to the gut from JB3. Greg Legacy swinging right back at him. JB3 just powering through whatever setup Legacy had going after him there. JB3 starting to work the arm. Both competitors really trying to pin one another down, figure out exactly how they want to approach this match. Right now, it looks like JB3 has a bit of an upper hand. JB3 certainly more in-ring experience than Greg Legacy. But we can't count Legacy out. Ooh, precision haymaker right across the face from JB3. That is that devastating striking ability that you know JB3 has. Right now, repeated kicks into that lower abdomen region from JB3. Just really trying to wear Legacy down. Clubbing blow to the back. Legacy trying anything he can to get his footing in this match, but JB3 is shutting him down at every step. JB3 going for a cover, one, but only one. Legacy going with those repeated clubbing blows to the back, and now mounted punches. JB3 powers out of that hold. But it just feels like Legacy is struggling to find his place in this contest. As he's just unable to defend himself from that repeated assault from JB3. Clubbing blow this time to the side of the head. But JB3 able to protect himself, keeping his hands up, but I spoke too soon. As Legacy finally gets one through on him. And that might be the momentum shift that Greg Legacy needed. Another clubbing blow to the side of the head. But he's cut off by JB3. Big double knee drop to the back. Legacy once again going to those mounted punches, taking out that frustration that has been building up over the course of this match, has been building up over the course of his post-tap pool career onto JB3. Big rolling punch right to the side of the head. It's like Legacy is not want to be outdone in the striking department in this contest. And just like that, JB3 switching the strategy up a little bit. If Legacy wants a slugfest, JB3 is going to come at you from a different way. Such a tactical fighter. On Legacy running the ropes and shoulder block into the back. JB3 unable to protect himself from that devastating offense. Legacy now running the ropes and stomp to the back. Just adding injury to insult there. Now this is once again another slugfest, and we'll see who comes out on top, and it looks like it's Greg Legacy. Uppercut to the back, but JB3 still on his feet. But those repeated blows to the stomach, that will bring the man to his knees. And this fight totally evenly matched thus far. It's difficult to say exactly who has the upper hand at this phase. Ooh. Excellent striking defense from JB3. Like I said, he is so situationally aware, so prepared for his opponents. Now big elbow to the face. And once again, just locking on that chokehold. Just trying to squeeze the life out of Greg Legacy. And another discus punch from Legacy, trying to get fired up here. Two competitors just battling it out, center of the ring. What? Legacy disqualified. Seems to have gotten a chair seemingly from out of nowhere, and Harada has had enough. Harada typically content to allow competitors to fight it out, but I think he'd had enough of the low blows between both men, and as soon as a foreign object was brought into this contest, he decided to ring the bell. But that is going to be it for our opening contest. I see JB3 making his way to the back. I believe he is going to be calling the rest of this show with me this evening. While we get our next couple competitors queued up here for tonight's contest.
All right, so.
All right, JB3, if you want to take us through kind of that match there.
I mean, the only thing I've got to say that I'm impressed with, it's the first time we've really seen Harada use his damn eyes.
Yeah, like I said, he's usually content to let fighters just kind of battle it out on their own terms, but you know, maybe just the stress from running the Tekken World Tour. He's had enough.
Yeah, I mean, and we might see more of that as the night goes on. Who knows?
That certainly could be the case. Let's go ahead and start up our next match, as we've got two legit tough guys in Shawn Satchwell and Dick Bruiser. So let's go ahead and let them start making their way to the ring, and you can tell us a little bit about Shawn, the swashbuckler Satchwell.
I mean, what's there to say? You know, all the JPW guys were out. You know, sometimes you meet some rowdy people at a bar, and the man is a swashbuckler. That's all I got to say about it, and you're going to see what that's all about. Just got to keep an eye out for that broadside lariat. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I know we have seen him a couple times in Battle Royals. I believe this is his singles debut. And
it is.
See that the lighting and sound team has spared no expense, and it looks like we've got some new theme music for Mixed Wrestling Organization's own Dick Bruiser. An absolute brawler from Mixed Wrestling Organization, and I feel like this is a pretty excellent matchup. It is really roughness versus roughness. Who is going to prevail in this contest?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to go that way, but don't let the brawler style fool you. You're going to see some pretty interesting maneuvers from the swashbuckler, I'm sure, as the match goes on.
That is certainly something to look forward to. Dick Bruiser is no stranger to Blake's House TV. His style is fairly well documented. He is all power, but right now he's getting outmaneuvered by Satchwell. And even bested in a test of strength, as Satchwell has gained the upper hand early in this contest.
Picture-perfect body slam from Satchwell right there.
Yeah, definitely using that advantage in finesse, just outmaneuvering Bruiser thus far. But it looks like Bruiser's really struggling to pin Satchwell down, and there it is again.
Satchwell giving them, I know you look strong, but I actually am.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the definition in Satchwell's arms. This man is absolutely built like a powerlifter. And two clubbing blows from those sledgehammer-like hands. Satchwell shot into that corner turnbuckle, but able to get out of it before Bruiser was able to capitalize.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a bit of a misstep there, because I think Bruiser hit the turnbuckle instead of bouncing off the ropes like he wanted.
Yeah, rare miscue from Dick Bruiser. He's certainly not an amateur in this professional wrestling circuit, but you know, even at any given moment, little mistakes like that can happen, and that's going to create opportunities for your opponent.
Agreed. Just got really nice clubbing blows from each of these guys right now.
Yeah, like I said at the start of this contest, it's really power versus power, and there is power from Bruiser, just crushing Satchwell into the mat, but a kick out at only one.
Both men got a lot of fight left in them, you know, just one counts all around.
Oh yeah, we're still very early in this contest. It could go either way. It would even be unreasonable, really, to say who has the upper hand. They seem relatively evenly matched thus far.
Agreed.
Satchwell going up top, and elbow just right into the back of Dick Bruiser.
Bruiser breaking out of that, though. Maybe he was trying to go for that broadside lariat early.
Yeah, and there is that size and power of Bruiser kind of working against Satchwell here, where he's able to take control of this match using that strength.
Feel the power.
Big lariat, but Satchwell immediately to his feet.
Big power bomb, and we got a 2.9 off that.
Yeah, Bruiser certainly in control at this stage of the match, but Satchwell trying to turn things around, but ducks the clothesline, but unable to avoid that sweeping lariat.
Sweeping lariat into the running lariat.
Yeah, just sat right up into that blow, right into the neck. Oh my god.
Now you know his back is going to feel that. There's no way around that.
Yeah, just using the man's size against him, putting his own weight into that maneuver. Bruiser looks like a little bit out of gas here. If there is a moment for Satchwell to turn things around, it's gotta be now.
Agreed. He needs to capitalize while Bruiser's tired.
Bruiser getting fired up here.
Feel the power.
And that was that momentum shifter that he needed. Bruiser maybe a little bit too aggressive trying to apply punishment, and he pays for it. Another big backbreaker from Satchwell.
Satchwell's really trying to work that back. But, you know, if your back is damaged, it's much harder to lift your opponent.
That is absolutely correct. Hold on. It looked like Satchwell was preparing for something, but whatever it was, Bruiser wanted none of it.
Had that modified fisherman bomb from the looks of it.
Yeah. And once again, another big backbreaker. Thought he might be fishing for that broadside lariat, but let's not go for that just yet. Ooh, saw Satchwell trying to circle around Bruiser. Definitely looking for that finishing hold, that broadside lariat that you know he likes to go for.
Well, both men taking a breather after Satchwell got dumped to the outside.
Ooh, both men swinging wildly with those right hands. Neither one quite able to find their mark.
Feel the power.
Bruiser stalling backdrop Uranagi, and it feels like Dick Bruiser is trying to punish Satchwell in this contest, but Satchwell keeps getting up. He's not allowing Dick Bruiser to keep him down, and then just like that, immediately back to his feet. Big STO, but Bruiser now responding back. Both of these men clearly have a lot of fight left in them, even this late into the match.
And just as it looked like he was going to go for that broadside lariat, I mean, he broke right out of it. He was like, nope, not having any of it.
Circles back around, and once again, Dick Bruiser not allowing Satchwell to take his back, and certainly can't say I blame him. But another huge backbreaker, just so devastating. But Dick Bruiser to his feet first, but he's a little bit dazed here. That's going to create an opportunity for Satchwell.
Feel the power.
Satchwell ducking the lariat.
Shotgun drop. Ooh.
And that's going to be enough. Satchwell not quite finding his mark with that broadside lariat, but the shotgun drop just putting Bruiser out after an absolute war between these two men.
That was a fantastic match. We got to see two big brawlers do what they do best, and it just came down to, I think stamina really played a huge part in it, because Dick Bruiser got tired early, and Satchwell was just able to keep up with it. Like, at the end of the day, the person with the most stamina typically wins it if it gets, I mean, we were, almost 17 minutes into the match.
Right, 17 minutes, and that was only the second match of tonight, folks, so if this is an indicator of what the JPW special is going to look like, you guys are in for a treat this evening. But, as I said earlier on tonight's show, we are actually suspending the Maglo Open Challenge. Let's go ahead and figure out exactly who is going to appear in the Gatekeeper Challenge this evening. So let's go ahead and move things over to Battle Royale setting.
Yep, someone's gonna try and storm the blockade that the Gatekeeper manages, and we're about to find out who that challenger is.
So if you guys want to suggest some names, I think it would be reasonable to give Maglo a shot in the Battle Royal.
Oh, of course.
But that is going to still leave 7 more names that could appear in this Battle Royal event. Alright. See a call for Colby. Colby missing an opportunity. Just one match short of that number 1 contender spot, but we're going to give him a shot on tonight's show as well. I see we're asking for the Bear. Say the Blake's House Wrestling fans love the Bear. And I have got absolutely no problem giving the Bear another shot tonight. But that is still 5 more names we could call on this event here.
You know what? Let's there's a few JPW people that aren't used tonight. You want to get Josh Perlman in there since he was another contender in that tournament?
I can absolutely do that. Let's see. See, Nick asking for a couple of guys. I can certainly make that happen. Nick in the green trunks. He wants to see Sterling and Matt Knapp. So that leaves just one more spot. And if we want to keep this in the interest of just our guys, we haven't seen anything from Ian Bishop's stable in quite some time. Of course, we've got... can swing over there and see what we can see. Of course, we've got Ian Bishop, Keith Kelly. I believe they call him the purple guy. We've seen him maybe once. Since,
let's get some new blood in there. So, well, mostly new blood anyways. So yeah, let's get him in there since we've only seen him once.
Alright. Just a fraction of a second too late, James, but we can certainly make some room for GDX on a later show. But I think that's going to be the cast of characters in this over-the-top rope battle royal for a right to face the Gatekeeper.
Venue.
Let's see. This is also incorrect. There we go. I'm glad you caught that. Let's see. I think that's the only time that I've got to worry about that tonight. And of course, we want to make sure this match taking place in the beautifully set up JPW arena, as well as with the new ring mats with that Tekken 7 logo right by the ramp in honor of that Tekken 7 Season 3, which has some pretty significant updates as of this weekend. Oh, and Matt already eliminated. Less than a minute into this contest. It's always so difficult to call these at the start of the match, as there are 8 bodies just swarming the ring, but we are already down to 7.
Agreed. It's absolute chaos in there right now, and I mean, you can kind of try to keep track of everything, but I mean, we need it to get down to probably about 4 or 5 bodies before we really start to get a good gauge on what's going on.
Definitely going to be the case. I think the person I want to keep my eyes on is the purple guy of Ian Bishop's stable. I said I think we've only seen him once, and it was in a battle royal type setting, and oh my god, just absolutely manhandling Maglo.
But immediately dumped out.
Yeah, Colby taking care of his best friend Maglo, scoring that elimination on the purple guy.
Little infighting from Nick's organization, the Bear and Nick himself fighting each other.
Well, it is certainly difficult to keep a bear in line.
This is very true.
Colby and Nick battling it out. Big double arm DDT as Perlman and Maglo slugging it out near that blue Gatorade corner. Maglo briefly gaining the upper hand. Maglo putting that patented spinning toe hold on Colby. You can see these two men, despite having a great deal of friendship and admiration for one another, they both want to win this contest.
Absolutely, everyone here is a competitor, and you know nobody wants to be one of the people knocked out. A nice reversal from Josh Perlman on Colby, but nothing came from it.
Right, it's just too many bodies in the ring. It's so difficult to really keep your eye on one person at a time. But just like I say that, Perlman, picture perfect power slam.
Nice running ropes. Oh, but missed. Maglo ducked it.
There is that experience that Maglo's been fighting week in, week out for 22 straight weeks. And it's going to take a lot to get one over on him.
Now that is a matchup I want to see. Sterling versus the Bear. A man
Looks
willing
like
to do
might.
anything.
Yeah, as I say, it looks like you might get it, but then Sterling cut off there for a moment.
It's like a man willing to do anything versus an actual bear.
Nick with that Dragon Sleeper on Maglo, just trying to choke the life out of him here.
I want to twist of fate.
Big Kamigoye from Nick, but about to say unable to capitalize, but is able to get that deadlift German suplex, showcasing power and technique one-on-one against Colby. Now Colby battling it out against both members of the Nick's Wrestling Organization stable, but once again the Bear just kind of doing what the Bear wants, and when you're that big, not really a whole lot you can do about it.
Give up.
Clothesline from Bretton Woods. We thought Maglo setting up for the Maglo driver there. No, just going for a body slam, keeping it back to basics a little bit here. Maybe thinks it's a little bit too early to pull that out.
You know, and a move like the Maglo driver takes a lot more energy, so it's smart for him to conserve it right now. At the end of the day, you want to last longer than everybody else.
That's certainly the case. And ooh, right now, Perlman and Maglo battling it out all by themselves in that blue corner.
Looks like that Bear is performing that signature hold on Sterling.
And Perlman rolling out of the way of that big body splash and dropping that diving guillotine on the back of Maglo. Certainly, if you had to say who had the better odds coming off that top turnbuckle, it's got to be Perlman. Ooh, but nearly getting a pinfall elimination over Perlman as looks like everybody's changing dance partners here.
Josh saving Maglo temporarily.
Yeah, big twist of fate. While Vidala, ooh, rain trigger right into a Kamigoye. Looks like Maglo may have been eliminated.
Yep, the Bear submitted him. Now there's only so much of that you can take before it quits.
Yeah, just the weight on top of your body in conjunction with just that devastating chokehold. It is so difficult to withstand that. Oh, Sterling setting up for that giant choke slam, but unable to find his mark, but will find his mark with several palm strikes to the chest. And Colby just swinging like an absolute madman in that blue Gatorade corner, taking on all comers. And Vidala will be eliminated
by that actual factual Bear, who is now choking the life out of Colby.
Colby, so resilient, so difficult to submit. Mama Bear is going to test that resiliency. But it looks like Colby going to keep at it, but big twist of fate. And just total chaos in the ring, and Mama Bear capitalizing on it, getting a submission elimination over Sterling.
At this point, Colby and Josh need to stop thinking about the fight they're having.
Oh my God!
That misdirection. We hit that barrel spear out of nowhere.
I don't think anybody in the ring saw that coming aside from maybe Josh, and even then, that spear looked like it was all instinct.
Colby utilizing that 5-count disqualification count. Unfortunately finds himself eliminated. Now it's just Josh, Perlman, and the Bear.
Perlman going for a cover. This could be his time. Very nearly. Ooh, going for that choke once again. But Perlman, no, he won't be submitted.
Refusing to give up.
Going up top, big falling fist. Perlman trying to do it for his home promotion here. Big twist of fate, but Mama Bear to his feet immediately. And Perlman putting him right back onto the mat. And Mama Bear dazed. Big kick to the gut, goes for the cover once again.
I mean, at the end of the day, you cannot underestimate the fact that it is an actual bear.
Absolutely correct, but Perlman seems to be holding his own just fine. And now a Bear working that DQ count to 4. Perlman to his feet immediately. Big guillotine. Working the back, but I'm a Bear trying to measure Perlman here. Another punch straight to the face. Roman wants nothing to do with that big fire shot out of the mouth of Bear. Bear trying to seal the deal here. Bring him to the center of the ring, and now working that choke once again, and that's going to be it.
I mean, as much as we wanted to see Josh win, you know, it's an actual factual Bear.
Right. I've got to say, Perlman doing his home promotion proud. Not only getting to the final two, but making Bear bleed, at least in the figurative sense. Getting him to 2.9 twice on those Twist of Fates. Hitting several of those diving attacks off that corner turnbuckle. If things had gone just a little bit differently, we may be seeing somebody else in that Gatekeeper challenge.
Yeah, I mean, if we take a small look back at the match, I think the point that they could have got Bear eliminated was when he hit that Feral Spear, but there was that interruption by Colby, and I think that was their best shot at getting that pinfall.
Right, and that's possibly a little bit of a mistake from a strategy point where you really need to focus down the Giants over the course of these matches, but right now it looks like we are about to go into our next match, but before we do, let me go ahead and remind you exactly what the main event of tonight's show is going to be. That is going to be the JPW Heavyweight Championship, defended for the first time in a Blake's House wrestling ring. If you want to go ahead and give a little bit of tail of the tape between D-Mob and A-Man, maybe give the fans a little bit of backstory on this contest. Yeah, and I think, of course, we saw exactly what that was in the JPW number one contenders tournament. Just specifically, is what Frozen? No. Specifically with the case of the Will Ospreay match. That was just a marquee match for D-Mob. Just absolute dominance over the course of that contest. Hold on a second. Oh, I see what's going on here. Son of a bitch. None of your audio came through while I had this up, so we're gonna have to redo the tail of the tape. Yeah, I see what happened. When I switched to the graphic, it I didn't have your audio as a thing. Let's see. So give me a second here. I can fix that. Let me see here. Oops. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. So give me just a minute. Minor technical difficulties. Let's see. Oh, fuck. I think the beauty of this is going to be a let me see. I can see what I need to do here. Let's see, audio output. Okay, so apologies. So some minor miscues with the graphics. We're discussing that the tale of the tape between D-Mob and A-Man. D-Mob, of course, winning the Judgment Pro Wrestling #1 Contenders Tournament. And one spotlight match I wanted to discuss was the Will Ospreay match. Will Ospreay, of course, besting the Gatekeeper himself in one-on-one contests, but D-Mob made short work of that match.
Yep. And it's like I was saying, we all know Will Ospreay's work. He's a nightmare for his opponents to deal with. And, I mean, you said it yourself, D-Mob made that look easy. And if that's the type of opponent A-Man has to deal with later, like, A-Man may have found himself an opponent that's going to give him a run for his money.
Right, and maybe a little bit of backstory on A-Man while we're just kind of discussing what this main event's going to look like.
Okay, yeah, so A-Man, he's been with the company since shortly after its inception, so he was just a guy who ran security with me, and he wanted to get into something. Like, I told him I was going to be starting this business, and he has the talent for it. Like, he is a complete nightmare for his opponents to deal with, which is why he's held on to his title for so long.
Yeah, certainly talent for it is an understatement, as he has beaten nearly everyone he has gone up against in his time on Blake's House Television. So certainly,
so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be two absolute powerhouses going head to head in tonight's main event.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if, you know, my good friend D-Mob can upset the balance, or if A-Man is going to continue his reign.
Right. It does look like we have our next match queued up here. I recall mentioning on last week's show that Jordan and Kurt London may be taking a little bit of exception to one another vying for the title of the Blake's House JPW Alliance's most fabulous wrestler. Well, it looks like they're going to get an opportunity to go head-to-head in the ring and put that to the test. So let us go ahead and get into that contest right now.
All right.
And the lighting and sound team for Judgment Pro Wrestling doing an excellent job with these effects for these entrances, making the most out of this JPW arena setting.
And it's like Kurt London, always the showboater, wanting to know what the crowd's got to say.
Yeah, just charging into the ring. He's ready for this match right now. Jordan taking a slightly more measured approach. Man who has modeled his ring gear after a tuxedo mask. I feel like that paints a pretty clear picture of exactly what you're going to expect from Jordan. Chop to the chest. London going for that soul butt kick, but enziguri to the side of the head. Big kick to the gut and moonsault out the gate. Jordan's maybe a little bit intimidated by that aerial style that Kurt London is so well known for.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it looks like Jordan has done his homework, because he's scouted a lot of maneuvers that Kurt London has tried to employ.
Yeah, evading that flying hip attack and that tornado kick. I mean, certainly, it's hard to miss a competitor like Kurt London. The spotlight shines so brightly on him that your eyes are just drawn to him almost naturally.
There we go. We actually seen Harada start a count, so keeping with the theme that I think Harada's had enough shit right now.
Yeah, ooh, another big standing moonsault, but only a count of 1. And there's that showboat style that we know and love from Kurt London. Reminding the folks at home that he is certainly, by no stretch of the imagination, out of this match. Jordan not making it easy for him. Big dragon screw leg whip. Which, I gotta say, excellent strategy from London, trying to work the legs. As it's gonna be one of those rare opportunities where London doesn't have such a significant mobility advantage that working the leg is really going to try and widen that gap a little bit.
Agreed. Doing that big air hug.
I've got to say, that maneuver can absolutely rearrange your spine. Oh my god! Buzzsaw kick to the side of the head. Now it's London's turn to hit that standing moonsault.
Kurt London working the arm a little bit there. I think he realizes that a lot of that damage is coming from his arm, so he's just like, no, I gotta do something about it.
And just as you were saying that, repeated palm strikes to the chest, face, and stomach. Coming from Jordan. Ooh, big Frankensteiner. You saw Jordan just get dropped right on his head there.
Yeah, I mean, Harada doing his job earlier didn't really check on Jordan at that point.
Ooh, flash roll up, but Jordan able to get a hand on the ropes there.
Ooh, that flashing axe kick.
Yeah, just absolutely crushing the back of Jordan's head there, and another roll-up situation, and getting a 2 count out of it. Ooh, big gory bomb from Jordan. Now Jordan going up top. What's he setting up for here? Dragon Rana, but London getting a foot on the ropes. Kurt London maybe taking a little bit too much time to pander to the crowd. But does get a near fall after that. Oh! Big springboard bulldog, and once again going for another pinning combination. And that's gonna do it.
Wow, okay. Kurt London, always the showboater. You know, and that's the thing about Kurt London. He's always got time to make time for the crowd.
Yeah. Was very worried for a moment, but he maybe gave a little bit too much time to the crowd, but it didn't seem to cost him in the end. I think one thing I would point out over the course of that match, Jordan made London wrestle a little bit of a different style than he's really used to wrestling on Blake's House Television. Jordan was able to match his speed, and London had to pivot to a more technical offense.
Yeah, there was a lot of points in that match where you'd seen London slow down to focus on different parts of Jordan's body to try to slow Jordan's offense down enough for him to do what he normally needs to do to win a match.
But London able to adapt, and certainly his main game plan of getting the crowd excited, getting the crowd involved, was not deterred, and he was able to pick up the victory in tonight's contest. So let us go ahead and keep things going here. Let's see here.
I will be right back.
No problem. And also, let me change this thing real quick. 'Cause I don't think this needs... I mean, I guess I could leave volume on that. We'll need that again tonight. Actually, no, we won't. Let's see. Boom. So let us get into... Oops, that's not what I wanted. The KOF TV title match. We've got a lot of wrestling for you guys tonight, so we kind of start speeding through some matches here. Fan favorite competitor JJ Mondo gonna be captaining a team against Team WWE.
All right.
So we have got the next match set up, as I was just saying a moment ago. Fan favorite, both from the JPW locker room and the Blake's House locker room. JJ Mondo taking on Team WWE with Pockets and Slick Rick. Two men that he has competed with for years. But he is going up against the juggernaut that is World Wrestling Entertainment. So,
yeah, well, you know, the WWE's got no place here. I gotta give it to my guys. I mean, JJ, Pockets, and Rick, go kick their ass. This is gonna be some biased commentary.
You know, I've got no problem with that. Let's go ahead and cheer the home team on as we get into this contest. Got to see in the JPW #1 Contenders Tournament, JJ Mondo taking on Slick Rick one-on-one. Slick Rick getting the better of him in that match, but now these two are fighting side by side once again. And we can't count out Pockets, just a man with just such a nearly limitless tool set.
Yeah, I mean, Pockets is probably one of the more ridiculous people that fight in the Def Jam underground scene.
Now going up against Finn Balor, Lars Sullivan, and the Swiss Superman himself, Cesaro. It looks like Cesaro and JJ starting this out here. JJ swinging wildly with those metal arms.
Yep. JJ never dicks around. He goes straight for it every time.
And you can't afford to mess around against this team. Like, for love them or hate them, WWE has some of the most talented competitors in the world, and if you give them anything, they will take that opportunity.
Oh, completely agreed.
But that is why JJ's strategy of just keeping on the gas is going to be so critical over the course of this contest. Ooh, big chop to the chest from Sullivan. Sullivan trying to keep this fight in his own corner. Ooh, big suplex, but JJ to his feet very quickly and bringing Slick Rick into this. Big double power bomb. Getting a 1 count early.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good sign, though. That tag team work right there definitely paid off, because that's the first time he's really taken serious damage.
And Sullivan is an absolute tank of a competitor. Ooh, Slick Rick starting to work that arm. Slick Rick can certainly be extremely dangerous if you let him. And it looks like once again going double power bomb.
Another double power bomb, and Pocket's kicking that leg before Sullivan is able to retreat.
And Pocket's such a slippery competitor, not allowing him to suffer the same fate as Sullivan. And I've got to say, I want to give credit to the direction of this tag team offense to JJ. I know JJ has worked extensively with both of these men, so you got to figure that sort of teamwork is, you're going to be seeing a lot of it over the course of this match.
Agreed.
Big shotgun drop kicks from Balor. If there was any member of this team that could match the quickness of Pockets, it is almost certainly Finn Balor. But it looks like they're switching the strategy up a little bit. So they bring in Slick Rick back in, and he's going to start to work the arm.
That's just like we were talking about earlier. We'd seen that tag team work right there. I mean, Pockets knocked him down, and Rick got that arm bar. I mean, it was done and done. They keep that up, they'll win the night.
Yep. Knocking on that scarf hold, but Balor scrambling to his feet so quickly and getting back into that orange Gatorade turnbuckle. But Slick Rick, clinch kick just shutting down Balor, but focused a little bit too much on a man that was not legal in this competition, and that gave Cesaro a moment to capitalize. But it looks like the strategy from this Blue Gatorade team, they're going to try to keep one another fresh. Keep a fresh man in this contest as frequently as possible. And it's really all teamwork from the JPW side.
Agreed. Now, I mean, right there, that strike exchange went a little bit differently than I think most of us would see it, because, I mean, you are brawling with a man who has metal arms.
Brawling with a man with metal arms, but you certainly can't discount Cesaro's European uppercut. One of the best in the business, and proving it right there. Slick Rick once again continuing to try to work that arm, and right back into that clinch combination.
And for those of you who don't know how Slick works, I mean, expect a lot of Muay Thai clinch, a lot of knees, but especially, as Chris and I have been pointing out all night, it's that arm bar.
Yeah, he really wants to work those holds, really disable your opponent, take that source of power away from him, and there he goes once again to the arm of Finn Balor. And Slick Rick in control, but once again, this team trying to keep a fresh man in this contest as frequently as possible. Big double suplex, launching Slick Rick to the outside. And now Pockets all alone with the freak of nature that is Lars Sullivan. But Pockets seems to be handling himself okay here. Big stomp to the chest.
Yeah, you know, Pockets has definitely fought bigger competitors before and has come out on top, so I honestly believe that he's just going to look for that money that these WWE superstars are going to carry on him.
Yeah, certainly Pocket's catchphrase is going to take your life and your money. Well, he is fighting the right group of guys. Ooh, Lars blocking that wheel kick and transitioning into a stalling vertical suplex. I certainly can't overstate just how powerful this man is. And he is just putting on an amazing display of power as Pockets is really struggling to get back into this contest. Ooh, but another big double power bomb.
Pockets showing off a little bit. JJ actually emptied out the apron, so.
Pockets maybe spending a little bit too much time showing off there and gave that Team WWE an opportunity to break that up. But it is still, oh, big knee strike from Slick Rick, but doesn't quite find its mark. But he will find that mark with that armbar there, as JJ dumping Lars to the outside, and it is just chaos in the ring here. Massive belly-to-belly overhead suplex, and JJ in control, and that's clearing out both aprons.
I mean, that was JJ's finishing hold, so I'm not surprised they cleared off for that, but if he would have did a little closer to the corner, he might have gotten an elimination there.
Yeah, but I gotta say, this team looks like they're in excellent position. Pockets cutting off Balor, super kick! But Cesaro diving double stomp off the top.
JJ bringing them right back to their corner. Oh, but here we go.
Cesaro able to lock on that crossface, and possibly a slight miscue from JJ, bringing this fight back into that orange Gatorade corner. On the subject of miscues, Balor and Cesaro certainly haven't worked together in a tag team capacity, and you see that cost them a little bit there. Sling blade from Balor, but Slick Rick knows the score. He's immediately to his feet.
Oh, there's that tag. Pockets and Rick, what are we going to see? Oh, just impeccable defense from Balor.
Yeah. Balor so situationally aware over the course of this match. Oh, but unable to defend himself from that big high kick.
I mean, that was an excellent play from Pockets. He waited for Balor to strike before hitting him with his own move.
Pockets repeated stomps to the chest, like just getting the most mileage out of those educated feet. Balor seemingly out of desperation with that stomach crunching maneuver there, and Pocket's going to go back to his own corner. Balor just a fraction of a second too fast, unable to cut Balor off there. Oh my God, spectacular teamwork
from both teams. JJ was just sandwiched between two lariats, and I mean, they're working Lars in the ring.
JJ needs to get back into the ring though. Count is up to 14. But Lars just launching JJ as if he were a man half his size. Oh, it looked like Lars trying to send JJ to the outside once again, but JJ putting his foot down there, reversing that hold.
That backbreaker is so devastating, but too close to the other corner.
JJ, it looks like he's going to be making his way back to his own corner as well, bringing Pockets back into this contest. But Balor just so quick, protecting himself so well, but Pockets taking Balor's leg out from under his leg, and Pockets is fired up, but Balor cuts him off. And of course, we can't forget Pockets' ability as a kickboxer. Those repeated knee strikes.
Agreed. It's like we were talking about Rick being known for it earlier, but you know, if Pockets gets you, it's over. He tends to have some of the most devastating combo abilities out of anybody in the Def Jam roster.
Finn getting a pinfall elimination on Pockets. I think if there was one weakness you could attribute to Pockets, it's his stamina, and I believe that is what ended up costing him that elimination.
Agreed.
Looks like both aprons clearing out here, and another big double power bomb from that JPW team. And JJ just lighting Balor up with those metal arms of his.
All right. Got Rick in as a legal man and Cesaro.
Ooh, both competitors kicking at one another, neither able to quite find their mark. Oh, Cesaro hitting the neutralizer. Goes for the cover, but it is so extremely close to that corner. It's going to give him an opportunity to break it up. Cesaro able to break out of that armbar. Forget, just in terms of raw power, Cesaro might be pound for pound the strongest competitor on the WWE roster. Oh, JJ with that clutch breakup there. Possibly saving himself from that 3-on-1 situation.
Agreed, but there was some pretty quick retribution there by Team WWE. Oh, and Rick got a submission on Cesaro.
And Slick Rick, the submission specialist, I would expect nothing less from Rick the Ruler. As Rick brings in JJ here, as they try to figure out what to do against the freak of nature that is Lars Sullivan. Big bulldog. Goes for the cover, 1, 2, but just too close to that orange Gatorade turnbuckle.
Agreed.
Now Lars going up top, diving headbutt.
You can always hope that he caused himself a little concussion there, you know.
Hold on, what's JJ doing here? Big diving elbow, buries it in the chest of Sullivan, and it looks like he's not finished.
Going for another.
And Sullivan looks, I was about to say looks out of gas, but somehow found a second win to get back to his own corner. Big tilt-a-whirl backbreaker from Balor. And JJ connecting once again with that bulldog there and bringing Rick the Ruler back into this contest. And Balor just proving so difficult to pin down. A little bit less susceptible to that tandem offense here.
combo.
Balor answers back. Coup de grace off the top, just driving both feet into the stomach of Slick Rick, but JJ so quick to come to the aid of his partner, but Balor once again just shutting down that tandem offense. He seems to be so good at that.
And I mean, that's really the X factor there that's keeping him in this, because if any of those landed, it could have been the end of it, especially with Rick in there. I mean, he gets you down after a maneuver like that, gets you in an armbar you can't get out of, you have to tap.
Absolutely, but a freak accident, and that's so far away from that blue Gatorade corner. I don't know if JJ's going to be able to cross that desert, and he is not. The cover 1, 2, but not even 2. The numbers game now working against him.
Agreed. The only way he's going to win this at this point is if he gets him back to his corner and pins him over there.
Sullivan really just not allowing that to be an option at this point. He's keeping the fight in his own corner. Rolling lariat from JJ, responded back with Sullivan's rolling lariat of his own.
JJ trying to break Sullivan there.
Oh, goes for the cover. Sullivan forced back into his own corner, and we are down one-on-one. JJ still got a chance, but
oh, no.
Freak accident from Sullivan. That could be it. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3 count fall. JJ very nearly able to take this for Team JPW.
It's all right. I'm sure we'll see this team around again, but
yeah, with the new Trios title format, we are going to be seeing a lot more pre-constructed teams, a lot more teams with history with one another. And if this match is any indicator what you can expect from Team JJ, we're going to be seeing a lot more from JJ Mondo, Pockets, and Slick Rick. But we have still got a lot of show left here. So let's go ahead and keep the ball rolling here. Of course, we have got a battle between two uncrowned kings in their own promotion. Of course, that would be Joey Bagi and Orlando Nunez. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get right into this contest. As Joey starts making his way to the ring, you can tell us a little bit more about Joey Bag of Donuts.
all right. So yeah, I mean, Joey Bag of Donuts, he's been a part of our promotion as long as I have. I mean, he is my brother. Well known for his skills in Def Jam Fight for New York.
Really just multi-talented across the board.
Agreed. In fact, he was a recent winner of the God Tier tournament that we held.
Yeah, I would say, like, Joey just really a threat at anything that he puts his mind to. But he is going up against Mr. Theme Song Orlando Nunez.
I mean, you know, it's always great to see our stars of our promotion getting their own themes.
Absolutely. And as I said in the, we're kind of discussing this matchup. These two, I would call them the uncrowned kings of their home promotion, as Orlando has not held BHW Gold, Joey has not held JPW Gold, but they are reliably at the top of the card and just absolutely beloved by fans all around the world.
Agreed.
Orlando missing with that dropkick, or rather, Joey sidestepping the dropkick. But Orlando getting the brief upper hand in a test of strength, but Joey putting those educated feet to his of good use.
Joey missing that low drop kick of his own, though.
I would say when you, with both of these competitors, when you are of such a high-profile competitor, it's going to be really hard to get something over on your opponent. You're so well known, your offensive holds are so well known. You're going to be seeing a lot of reversals. And just, it is going to be a battle. Is really all I can say about this contest. Once again, toe kick, but Orlando able to avoid that big drop kick there.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's what we're going to see in this match a lot. A lot of the moves that have been hit have been fundamental moves. Like, everyone uses them, but they're fundamental for a reason. They work.
Ooh, Joey reversing that mount position, forcing Orlando into that pinning predicament. Ooh, sidestepping the spear, and yeah, I don't think I could have put it any better. A lot of these bigger moves early, they're not connecting. But this back to basic approach, at least to gain a little bit of offensive momentum, gain a little bit of confidence that what you're doing is going to work, just seems to be so critical at this stage of the match.
Agreed. I mean, it's like you said, the momentum. I mean, as the match goes on, the more of those fundamental moves you end up hitting, the more worn down your opponent's going to get. It's going to be easier to catch them slipping.
Absolutely. Back switch from Orlando. It looks like Orlando putting Joey into that corner turnbuckle and repeated kicks to the stomach. And Joey a little bit dazed, and Orlando connecting with that picture-perfect dropkick of his. And you gotta figure Joey is not about to take that lying down, as he is a man that prides himself on his kicking ability. But right now, Rana after Rana, as Joey starts to build a little bit of offensive momentum here.
Oh, we hit the sharpshooter.
I think we are at that phase in the match where both competitors are starting to feel a little bit more confident, going for a little bit bigger, more impactful maneuvers, and both of them seem to be hitting on those maneuvers as well. Back switch, and Orlando once again shooting him to the ropes, but Joey just too quick for him. I think Orlando may have underestimated Joey's speed there.
Yeah, I mean, Joey is one of the faster competitors in the JPW roster, so if you really don't have that in mind when you throw somebody to the ropes, that misstep can literally cause you to just waste your energy.
But that shoulder block will find its mark. And actually, on the subject of wasting energy, this could be part of Orlando's strategy, really trying to push Joey's stamina, as he's been shooting him to the ropes time and time again. But I think you know as well as I do, Joey has plenty more in the tank where everything has come so far.
Agreed.
Orlando going up top. It's pretty considerable distance, but he'll find his mark with that diving elbow. Cover 1, 2. Not quite enough.
There's that resiliency that Joey has, though. I mean, he will go and go and go, and he will just manage to kick out when you don't think he can. I mean, one of his nicknames in just about any game he plays is the Comeback Kid.
And there's the drop kick from Joey. There's the receipt that I knew was coming for Orlando. Ooh,
Joey definitely playing with the crowd with that maneuver.
Absolutely. I think we are right back to an evenly matched contest here. Ooh, Orlando shooting Joey to the outside, and Orlando taking a moment to just get a little bit of disrespect in. He wants Joey to know that he's standing alone in the center of this ring. Psych!
There it is. He's running under the ropes again.
Joey cutting him off with that DDT, not allowing Orlando to keep that offensive momentum. Psych! But he's going to that spinebuster repeatedly, and there's the RK Orlando. Goes for the cover.
Could it be it?
And that
it is
going to be it.
Unfortunately, sometimes that comes out of nowhere, and it will take out most competitors from what we've seen.
Yeah, Mr. Theme Song getting the victory over Joey Bag of Donuts. And I think the strategy of trying to wear Joey down was really the difference maker there. I certainly haven't seen in a lot of Orlando's matches, he doesn't typically go for a lot of those rope rebound attacks. He hit 4 or 5 spinebusters over the course of that match.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. It really looked like he was just trying to wear Joey down, because Joey's known for being able to outlast opponents if they just try to fight him normally. When they try to wrestle like that, it just... Joey ends up outlasting him, and you start seeing... they start having a lot of deja vu, so he didn't want to even get to that point.
Right. So, just excellent strategy. See why Orlando is the... I would be unfair to call him the face of the company when Maglo exists, but he is certainly... If Maglo is 1A, Orlando is 1B. As people that are just so well respected, so well beloved by the Blake's House audience. Let's see, I believe we have got the grudge match coming up here. I think you know full well what contest that is here.
Oh yes, we're about to see some tag team action.
I believe this all started in the JPW #1 Contenders Tournament, so it is only fitting that the next chapter in this feud is at the JPW special event. Mr. Adams and Mr. Smith of the Firm battling it out with Robert Walsh and John Newton.
The Firm sporting their championship attire.
Yeah, of course, the current Blake's House Tag Team Champions picking up the victory over Sterling and Warzala. But titles are not on the line tonight. This is all about respect. They believe that they were not treated with the respect they deserved by Robert Walsh over the course of that JPW #1 Contenders Tournament, to the point where They called out Robert on Blake's House TV 2 weeks ago. Robert, unable to get a partner for that match, had to take on the Firm 2-on-1. Well, he has got his friend John Newton by his side tonight, and we are going to have some tag team action here. Mr. Smith swinging already with that big lariat and just blocking that elbow with his body. Just total confidence in himself and in his team here. Big lift and drop to the outside. Looks like Mr. Adams going to allow Robert to get back in, at least this time.
Yeah, I think he's caught on that Harada's in a little bit worse of a mood and isn't about letting things slide as much tonight, so maybe just playing a little cautious early.
John Newton just powering through with that big knee strike. And actually, we don't see a lot of John Newton on Blake's House Television. If you want to give us a little bit of information as to what he is all about. I think just based on what we see in the ring, we got a pretty clear picture of Robert, but go ahead and let us smarten us up on Newton's story here.
Well, since we're in the middle of the match, I mean, it'd be easier to go over his fighting style, so to speak.
Certainly no issue with that.
But he takes a ton of pages from Steve Austin type fight style. He's a no-nonsense fighter. He likes to brawl, and his particular finishing move, Newton's Law, is an homage to the stunner.
Yeah, I've certainly saw that brawling style on last week's show when this team went up against the Warzalas. I think that makes him a good match for Robert, as Robert is certainly a very rough, very aggressive fighter in his own right.
Agreed.
You can see him just battling it out in that blue Gatorade corner. Robert totally unconcerned with the 2-on-1 odds.
As you would expect by someone who has been mentored by Mick Foley himself. I mean, damn the consequences, I'm getting in there.
Yeah, and we've certainly seen that time and time again when he wrestles on Blake's House Television. Just trying to slow the match down a little bit. And gotta say, it's an excellent bit of strategy there, because Mr. Smith has been on a tear over the course of this contest. And Newton putting that brawling experience to good use, keeping his hands up, not quite able to defend himself from that quick jab there. Ooh, big lariat into the corner. But only a 1 count. This match will continue for quite some time, folks.
Picture perfect body slam and some hits to the face.
Yeah, I've got to say, both teams, this is brawler versus brawler, regardless of who's going to be in the ring.
Oh, we're getting that double suplex.
But Mr. Adams having the advantage of not having been in the ring for too terribly long in this match, able to get to his feet fairly quickly after that.
Robert trying to make him bleed.
I'd say Robert very effective at doing that when he wants to be. And I think that's really where this all started.
Yeah, I mean, going back into the beginning of the tournament, Mr. Smith was brutalized by Robert.
Mr. Adams, kick to the chest, a shot to the side of the head. But all this right in plain view of John Newton. John Newton unable to do anything from the apron, but he's going to get tagged into this contest. Now he's got to have something to say as he locks on that sleeper hold. Hard shot to the face, responded back with just a rake to the face from John Newton. Ooh, sidestepping that tackle, but unable to get away from this military-style press. Ooh, rolling out of the way of that big knee drop as Mr. Smith comes crashing down to the mat.
Yeah, you have to think what Mr. Smith was thinking, because that's not normally a part of his offense. Going to the top rope like that is pretty dangerous for a guy his size.
Well, the firm's pride has been wounded going into this contest. That'll make you do things you're not normally used to doing, because you need to defend that pride.
John Newton trying to cut off the tag, but instead puts himself in a pretty bad predicament.
Yeah, the firm, this is the kind of teamwork that you would expect from the Blake's House Wrestling Tag Team Champions, but that being said, Newton able to scramble into his own corner, but Mr. Adams now going head-to-head with Robert as the two just battle it out right over that Tekken 7 logo. But Robert's not finished. He's going to keep up that offensive assault.
I mean, he wants to see him bleed. Oh no, and this is what started the whole feud.
And one of the members of the firm already busted open.
Oh no, and Robert go.
Yeah, 2 for 2 here. And Robert now swinging wildly with that steel chair. But it looks like this fight will resume inside the ring.
As we've told everyone, there is bad blood here.
Massive power bomb from Mr. Smith. And that was nearly a pinfall right there. Newton able to come in and make the save.
Yeah, not only make the save, but he worked the head. Like, he knows it's bleeding, so why not keep working at it?
Big fall away slam. A shoulder block for Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith undeterred. He's going to keep at it despite being busted open. John Newton using that against him, bringing this fight back into his own corner, and that is where Smith is going to take an opportunity to escape to the blue Gatorade corner.
Now, did you see that? Then that was some smart tag team play right there. They wanted to see if they could bait Newton into coming to their side.
As I've said time and time again, this is why they are the tag team champions. They have been doing this together for quite some time. Ooh.
Oh, no.
That could be it right there. Oh, Robert barely able to make the save, but it's like the firm going 2-on-1 on the outside. Now it's Shawn Newton bringing out a foreign object into this match here. But it looks like Newton wants this fight to continue in the ring. certainly can't pin your opponents on the outside. Oh, picture-perfect timing from Robert. Just waiting for Mr. Smith to get into the ring as he just blindsides him with that lariat. And the Firm seemingly in control.
Agreed, like, well, okay, I mean, seems like, you know, Firm wants to make a statement because they tossed Robert back into the ring instead of keeping him out for the whole 20 count.
Like I said, this is a matchup that's all about pride. You aren't going to recover your bruised ego with a count-out victory.
But can we talk about John Newton hitting him with Newton's Law?
And Newton even cutting off Mr. Adams there. Excellent teamwork from a team that has only fought together once before on Blake's House Television. Looks like both teams electing to bring a fresher man into this contest. Newton taking a little bit too long to figure out exactly what he wants to do about Mr. Adams, and that's cost him, but it doesn't cost him the match as Robert comes in and backdrops in stereo to the Firm.
Like you said, this team hasn't been formed long, but they have a game plan and they're going for it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That belly-to-back suplex over the top, and now this fight will resume on the outside. It is absolute pandemonium out here. And this is the brawl that we knew this match could be. Count of 16.
John Newton was choking the life out of Smith.
Another big follow-away slam from Mr. Adams here. Mr. Adams now going back into his own corner. Oh, excellent teamwork from the Firm. Just shutting down that pile driver attempt.
Robert may be a little disrespectful. He seems to be going for a lot more lariats than you normally see, maybe to kind of spit in the face of Mr. Adams a little bit.
Big back body drop, and this fight will resume on the outside. This isn't a wrestling match. This is a war between these two teams. Big football tackle, sidestep by John Newton, and John Newton gains the upper hand on the inside while Robert connects that double arm DDT on the outside.
That double arm DDT is so devastating. We've seen it time and time again.
Robert shot into that far barricade. Harada's count is at 18. Robert forced to relinquish that chair, but that's going to cost him as he slammed right onto the leg of that chair.
Doesn't keep him from getting to his corner, though.
Big power bomb, and that's got to be enough. Mr. Smith able to cut him off. Robert getting an extra shot in after the bell.
I don't think Robert's done. I mean, he's staring Mr. Adams right down. I think he wants that match.
Oh, there's no way this match was the final chapter. in the firm versus Robert Walsh and John Newton. But what I can say is this chapter in particular was one hell of a ride from start to finish.
Agreed. This has been a lot of fun to watch.
Let's see, we have just got 3 more matches left on tonight's card. Of course, we have the Gatekeeper Open Challenge. We have a special MMA event for you guys tonight as Craig Tonga defends his Blake's House Shoot League Championship for the first time against a top JPW prospect in Drago Chernov. And then we have tonight's main event. That, of course, being D-Mob versus A-Man for the JPW Heavyweight Championship. But let's go ahead and get... We now know who is challenging the Gatekeeper for the Gatekeeper Open Challenge. It is fan favorites of the Knicks Wrestling Organization stable, I'm a Bear, going up against the Enforcer. That is the Gatekeeper. So let's go ahead and get right into that contest now.
I mean, and you have to think of it like, if anyone can deal with I'm a Bear, it's got to be the Gatekeeper. I mean, his size, everything matches up to it.
Right, if you are going power versus power, it is going to be an uphill battle trying to fight against the Gatekeeper. Now, I'm a Bear, being an actual factual bear, certainly has as good a chance as anyone else. But right now, the Gatekeeper making his way to the ring.
Under all that red lighting.
It's been a long, long time since I found my way around. All these thoughts in my mind, I'm so...
The Gatekeeper shooting I'm a Bear into that corner turnbuckle. You see both competitors just absolute mountains of men here.
I would say absolute mountains. The Bear, definitely not a man.
A fair point. Ooh. Quick 1-2 combination from I'm a Bear. Big double knee drop to the back. And a chop to the chest. Another chop to the chest. The Gatekeeper just trying to assert his dominance over this Bear here.
Yeah, I mean, those chops looked a little high. I think he was trying to hit the Bear in the nose, one of the most sensitive spots on the Bear.
Certainly a possibility, trying to gain an advantage any way you can when your opponent is a Bear, and I'm a Bear locking on that regular hug right in the center of the ring. But clubbing blow to the back will put the Gatekeeper back on top in this contest.
Gatekeeper trying to break the Bear's back.
I can see there's that strategy once again. The Gatekeeper just, those open palm strikes right into the face of I'm a Bear. And getting a 2 count early. You gotta wonder just how situationally aware this Bear is, if that's gonna shake his confidence. Or if the Bear just wants to fight.
I'm almost certain the Bear just wants to fight, but we will see as the match goes on.
Big knee lifts from I'm a Bear.
Minutes gone.
Once again, that targeted assault onto the back that the Gatekeeper has been employing over the course of this match. It's the best I can discern at his game plan is just take that power advantage away from the bear.
Oh, the entry denial bomb, but it's going to be too close to the ropes.
Yeah, the Gatekeeper has just been firing on all cylinders over the course of this match. He has not let up for a second, and you can even see the bear just a little bit winded here after that continued assault from the Gatekeeper.
Agreed, but you also have to think that the rumble earlier has tired the bear out.
Certainly the case. Oh, stalling suplex from the Gatekeeper, and I believe the Gatekeeper has been busted open. Those hard shots.
Yeah.
Those hard shots to the head, even doing damage through the Gatekeeper's mask, and that's when Bear chooses to capitalize as he locks on that patented chokehold, using every pound of his body, just crushing the stomach of the Gatekeeper while he applies that choke.
I mean, as much of a favorite as the Gatekeeper is, like, getting busted open like that, I mean, you're getting bear claws to the face. It's gonna take it out of you quick.
Bear running the ropes here, but the Gatekeeper to his feet so quickly, but that was clearly all instinct as he got to his feet a little bit dazed there. And the Gatekeeper, so resilient, will not be submitted here. But you've got to figure every single one of those holds taking so much out of him. But Bear just needs a moment to breathe here.
Gave the Gatekeeper enough time to get up. Oh, and the grenade.
Bear once again locking on that patented regular hug that he's so well known for, but the Gatekeeper still not being willing to submit.
Have to wonder how much more the Gatekeeper's going to be able to take.
Another grenade right to the chest and big body press. 1, 2, 3 count fall.
He had to have done that all on his thing.
We won't have to answer the question of how much more can he take. If you change the question, as the Gatekeeper, as you said, almost certainly all instinct. His ribs, his back, his neck, just crushed by Bear over the course of those last several minutes. But the Gatekeeper somehow found that inner strength to lift Bear and bury his thumb into the throat of Bear and just deliver every single ounce of his body right across the chest of Bear for that body press to get that 3 count fall. So we are down to our final 2 matches tonight. So we need to go into the octagon. And I believe, let's see, we have a statement prepared from Nick's wrestling organization, Big Boss himself, Nick Vidala. As let's go ahead and go backstage and see exactly what he has got to say about this contest.
I hear Craig Tonga is going to defend his title at JPW pay-per-view this weekend. He's going to murder somebody.
All right, strong words from Nick Vidala, but we are going to be getting right into this contest. Pure boxer versus ballet judo. A man that can come at you from a ton of different ways. Chernov, about to say, had his hands up, protecting himself quite well. But Tonga certainly coming at Chernov from angles that, in his boxing experience, he's unfamiliar with, and that could be a difference maker here.
Agreed. I mean, if you decide you're going to throw strikes of any kind at Chernov, he is going to know how to respond, and you are very likely to lose that fight. He is a world-class boxer, and in a stand-up fight, I would give it to him every time.
Right, but Tonga trying to make sure that that does not happen, as he's tried to work several joint holds, trying to keep Chernov on the ground for as much of this fight as he can. Take that power away from that punching ability. Tonga now trying to bring this fight back into the center here. We are already into our second round. If you asked me what my scorecard looked like, I would probably be 10-9 Tonga. Tonga was in control in that first round, but Chernov was not too far behind. But these matches very rarely go to the full length, and I fully expect that to be the case on tonight's contest as well. Repeated elbow strikes, and once again working that arm and neck hold there. And Tonga getting a submission victory over Chernov. And really, that was the tale of styles making fights here.
Yeah, I mean, it could have went a completely different way if Drago would have been able to keep it in a stand-up match. But, you know, Tonga, executed his game plan better and just kept getting Chernov to the ground.
Right, and that's certainly no disrespect to Chernov. As you said, he is a world-class boxer. But boxers are not known particularly for their takedown defense and submission ability. And that is exactly what Tonga brought to the table in that contest. But, gotta say, the MMA style matches always a total crapshoot as far as what you are actually going to get. But
that is the truth.
But credit to Craig Tonga for picking up the victory.
Before we get into the next match, that video package you played, I'm hearing, did not come out properly.
Cool.
So, is there any way you can rerun that and see if it fixes the audio issues?
I can attempt to run it again. However, I can't really conveniently... The original file was on my phone and not on my PC, so if something happened when the file got transferred, that's going to be kind of a non-starter, but I will attempt to run the package again, and hopefully it doesn't sound awful. So I will attempt.
All right.
Yeah, I'll attempt to run that while I set up the next match.
Here, Craig Tonga is going to defend his title at JPW pay-per-view this weekend, and he's going to murder somebody.
So, yeah, it's something may have just happened when I transferred the file from my phone to my computer, which is unfortunate, but, you know, that's live television, folks. Let's see. So, we have got one more match for you guys tonight. So, we have got D-Mob versus A-Man. We discussed the tail of the tape a little bit earlier on in tonight's show, so I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's go ahead and get right into tonight's contest.
Here we go. D-Mob starting to make his way down the ring for a chance at the JPW Championship.
I've seen a lot of Def Jam representation on tonight's show, but that's certainly to be expected. Certainly the Def Jam League of Fighting has a lot of ties to JPW and Blake's House Wrestling. But right now, the champion of Judgment Pro Wrestling making his way to the ring. A man who has held that title for, I believe, over 12 straight weeks. This will be his first time ever defending it on Blake's House Television. He is going to be defending it up against D-Mob. Ooh, A-Man already. Giant chokeslam off the top. I think when Shenjo hits that move, he calls it the Space Jam.
You know, his title's on the line, and there's no room for playing around with it right now.
Yeah, A-Man just coming out of his corner like he was shot out of a gun. Have to see if D-Mob is able to match that sort of ferocity, as A-Man still just all power less than 2 minutes into this contest. Can't count D-Mob out here, as he went through a pretty rough road as far as to get to this spot. Ooh, slight miscalculation by A-Man there, and that may have given D-Mob an extra opportunity. A-Man still in complete control of the situation.
D-Mob definitely not deterred.
Nope. Could put persistence and resilience right up there with money, power, respect on the things that we can expect out of D-Mob. So I do not expect him to be shut down or disheartened by anything that goes over the course of this match. He's going to have to, A-Man's going to have to fight him the entire way down.
I'm going up to the top.
Ooh, big double stomp off the top. A-Man just in complete control. Backdrop Uranagi and then a big elbow across the chest, and that was nearly a pinfall right there. And D-Mob, he's already feeling it. Big lariat. D-Mob unable to avoid it.
D-Mob just hasn't been able to get any offense started.
He is able to pick that shoulder up off the mat at critical moments in the match. So, despite being unable to get started, he is not making it easy for A-Man to put him away. But big lariat into the chest and another backbreaker.
D-Mob has to just be exhausted at this point.
But somehow able to find that strength to pick that shoulder up off the mat.
Oh, and there's that finishing blow.
A-Man now running the ropes, but D-Mob scrambling to his feet. He knows A-Man likes to close out matches with that body press of his. Not giving him the opportunity, but looks like A-Man's going to create an opportunity of his own. Big back elbow. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. D-Mob still able to pick his shoulder up off the mat, but still unable to get any significant offense on A-Man. A-Man just like an impenetrable fortress here. D-Mob has not found the solution to crack.
That is the third one of those blows he's hit on D-Mob. Like, I don't understand how D-Mob is still standing.
And you can see a little bit of frustration from A-Man as he's going to continue this fight on the outside. Big rolling lariat from A-Man here.
Yeah, caught D-Mob out of the air.
8, 9, 10. Giant choke slam there.
12.
Maybe this is the strategy for A-Man, but D-Mob worked his way back into the ring.
And another devastating blow. That's got to be it. 1, 2, 3 count fall.
I mean, D-Mob literally just could not get started.
A-Man showcasing why he has held that title for 12 straight weeks. Respect to D-Mob. He stayed in that fight as long as he could. He took A-Man's best shot several times and kept getting up, but at the end of the day, that just wasn't enough. And A-Man will be victorious.
Hearing tons of stuff from the crowd.
But, I believe that is going to conclude the official JPW special event. Going to resume our normal Blake's House television as of next week, but that certainly does not mean that this is going to be the last that you see of several of what you saw on tonight's show, as the Firm and Robert Walsh certainly have a lot more bad blood they need to work out as well.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There was a big stare down at the end of that match between Mr. Adams and Robert, and I know we'll have word as to what type of situation that those three will find them, or potentially those four will find themselves in.
Yeah, you've got to figure that. I mean, Robert Walsh, John Newton, close personal friends. John Newton's going to have Robert's back in this.
Agreed. Yeah, he's going to be there the whole way. Like, you know, they're definitely ride or die type friends, so.
I've got to say, I certainly would not mind seeing more of Kurt London and Jordan in a wrestling match, as that was one hell of a show as well. But, of course, there's gonna have to be more A-Man. This is not gonna be the last time that you see the JPW Championship defended on Blake's House TV. You know, this event was a special occasion to put the spotlight on the JPW wrestlers, but there will be more A-Man.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be more title defense. Like, similar to certain people who have gained a title and walked off with it, we don't really want to see that happen, so.
Right. But, yeah, let me go ahead and play you guys out with the theme of Judgment Pro Wrestling. And, then, do stay tuned for the dark match.
Just to crawl through your life like a ghost, like a ghost. I have beauty and rage, full of love, full of pain. No one knows, no one knows. So I wrote a letter.
Neat.
Indeed.
I thought I queued up the right music. Let's see. Hold on. You mind sending the name of the file? As I've... Let's see. Oh, got it.
Kings, we own nothing but the right to
looks like a couple names already picked for the dark. So, yeah, I mean, nobody else was picked.
Alright, so. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
So there was definitely a lot of stuff that happened tonight. Like, I think we can definitely talk about the main event.
Yeah.
Hilariously looked like a squash match.
Yeah, in no way did I expect that's what that match was going to look like.
But I mean, that's this game. Like, if the AI just reverses everything.
I mean, honestly, it's the exact opposite of what happened with except the same thing happened with Drago, Chernov, and Craig Tonga, where Tonga won all the grapple exchanges and Chernov didn't get to do anything. It sucks that that was my main and semi-main, because
I mean, both the title matches.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, both of the singles title matches ended up that way, which was, I mean, it was terrible from a, like, we wanted really cool matches, but, like, at the end of the day, it was kind of comical. Because
right.
both of them ended that way.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I agree with that.
I mean,
no,
like,
the Ukemi for him is 2020. So, like, it shouldn't have been a problem in that last one, but I would say MMA fighter versus boxer. Yeah, you would expect him to lose most grapples, but unfortunately that's the way a lot of things are done in this game, so I wouldn't say he would lose most grapples. He would lose most of the exchanges period because he does a lot of stand-up hits from his grapple initiation.
right, and I think that's, like, the big difference there is, so Tonga, like, would get you to the ground and could put on a hold, and Chernov didn't really have any way to keep momentum after winning a grapple. And even then, he didn't win a lot of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, a lot of the initiations for attacks, that's really what they are for the boxer. He gets in there and he jabs your face a couple times when he doesn't grapple. So, like, we didn't really see any of that.
Yeah.
And that's literally just programming in the game. Like, sometimes you have extremely one-sided matches because nobody can get an offense started.
Hmm. But I mean, that's this game sometimes. I would say, like, for sure, the two spotlight matches that I enjoyed the most was the Firm versus Robert and John and the Kurt London Jordan. I think those were, like, the most interesting from a match perspective.
Yeah, the other one that I would lump in with that is the KOF TV title.
Yes, that was a good-ass match. And, like, definitely now that we have real-ass trios teams, like, I think that's just going to be JJ's trios team.
Oh, without a doubt. Like, being honest, the KOF TV title felt more like a main event than either of those two matches did.
Yeah. Also,
but I mean, that's how it plays out sometimes.
I was gonna say, Blake, I saw you picked, was it, Maki Ito. Like, do you actually know who she is? Because she fucking rules. Like, she's like the, like, heel Joshi wrestler that just, like, posts on Twitter about what swears she's learned, like, what English swears she's learned. And, like, that's their whole gimmick on, like, English-speaking wrestling Twitter, and it's very amusing. Yeah, that is her.
Oh, that's actually a question. Because I know we discussed a run-in.
Yes.
Did none of them go off, or did you not set it?
So the only one that I set this week, because the other one starts next week, was the Kurt London-Jordan match, which was why like that Tale of the Tape segment ran so long, is so I could like set that up to be a thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like the other thing that's gonna start next week.
Well, I know you told me about that, but I was talking about there was a run-in that we had talked about for the main event match too.
I'm gonna be totally honest, I completely forgot we discussed that. So no, I did not set that up.
Yeah, there. I mean, I don't know. We don't have to really discuss it too much because we can always have it happen again. But
yeah. But also, like, I don't think it would have really added. It would not have added to that match as it played out.
Yeah, I mean, we would have seen if it would have even happened because that's the other trick.
Right.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so fucking taking down one of the 4 pillars of Japanese professional wrestling. But I'm gonna go ahead and log off here. Actually, let me see if I can find you guys something else to watch. Let's see. See who's doing some stuff. Let's see. I feel like this is over for the day. Let's see. What? Can throw you guys. Might throw you guys over at Jeff tonight. Not clear if Run and Rumble is still happening, but it says he's still live. But I'm going to send you guys over there. As always, we run this show roughly 7:30 Eastern Time on or 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday nights. You can see more Blake's House Wrestling at twitch.tv/MondayCindy. This week specifically, going to be doing some Mech Warrior 5 stuff, probably Wednesday. And might do something else on Monday because video games. GK, if you want to sign off and say goodbye to the internet.
Well, yeah, no, I appreciate you all coming out, seeing JPW's best and brightest. And trust me, you'll see a lot more of them on Blake's House.
All right, well, see you guys later on.